Episode 568.
Feeling great.
We're also recording the video version as per usual for our patreon.com/braincandy if you would rather see us than just hear us.
We don't just have voices for the radio. We also, or faces for the radio, or whatever the expression is.
Yeah. We have faces for Patreon, baby.
Right.
And I'm terrible at share screen on Zoom, but I do have a couple things I'm going to show you.
Oh, yes. I love seeing things.
I'm really upping the ante over here.
I love it.
Okay. So how are you?
How's my Suze? Better question.
Oh, well, great. Still sober. And enjoying it.
Good.
My mother-in-law is going to be coming for Christmas. I will not be sober at that time.
I was going to say, that is...
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, she and I are quite a match, but I really am happy for Adam because in the last 6 years, he's only seen her twice.
That's a lot.
And not in the United States. He just went over for a couple weddings here and there.
Yeah.
And not in the last few years, so I'm really happy for him and Link.
Yeah.
Because, my God, you got to see your mama.
Right.
So that'll be funny, and I'm sure I'll have lots of stories when that happens.
Yes, I love... Are those feelings that you can share on the air?
Yeah, I can. I mean, hey, maybe I'll do an interview with her. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh, my gosh. Do that.
I think that really would be fun.
I want to know. Yeah.
Okay, I'll think about that.
And, yeah. How Adam got to be Adam, and then how we got to know, I love it.
Okay, yeah.
I think it'll give us some insight into one of our favorite characters on the podcast, Adam.
Okay, first up, I have a documentary recommendation.
Love it. Documentary Roundup.
Documentary Roundup. It was recommended to me by a brainiac named Tara, and it's on HBO, and it's called Alabama Snake.
Oh.
Sarah, you should not watch it.
Oh.
I'm just realizing.
Got it.
Because it's, as you might assume, features snakes.
I was like, is this like a penis
it's
thing?
It's not a metaphor.
No, this is straight up snakes.
Yes, literal. She recommended it to me because this is about people in Appalachia who are Pentecostal snake handlers. Are you familiar
I
with
do
this?
want to watch this. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will be like exposure therapy.
Maybe. I don't know, because even I was really
Really?
Yeah, because it was a crime. This is like a murder story or a mystery story.
Oh my God, tell me.
Well, if you're not familiar with snake handlers, I grew up fundamentalist Pentecostal, and I always joke that we were one step away from the snake handlers because we spoke in tongues and we did all the stuff where the Holy Spirit moves you, and it's very loud and expressive. But we did not go so far as to handle snakes. And the reason these people handle snakes is because there is a Bible verse where it says, people that worship Jesus will take up serpents and not be harmed. So they think that they took it literally and thought that by handling snakes and not being harmed, that is an expression of their faith.
Got it.
Which is crazy. Obviously.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. Okay, so, and they usually live in Appalachia. Actually, this is in Alabama or somewhere in the South. Mm-hmm. And this is like hillbilly. This is like if the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia were a horror movie.
Which already, it rides the line.
Right. I mean, proper horror film. And it's shot very dark and scary.
Oh, my God.
And this guy, this preacher.
Here, a question.
Yeah.
What do you feel like it was? I'm always curious when there's a big hang up around or a focus on one small section of the one verse that you've now wrapped this entire culture,
theology,
theology around, you know? is it... Basically explain that to me.
I mean, it's very fascinating, and it is treated in the same way as a cult because it is this literal and unwavering belief and fixation on a very specific idea within a dogma. And it just sort of like is used to create unity in like a really dysfunctional kind of way.
Yeah.
And in this case, because it involves something that truly can kill you, it is weaponized. And in this story, it is literally weaponized. I mean, it can be used as a weapon to make people behave a certain way in their religion.
So, like, we're going to handle these snakes, and tell me how they're used. I can't even understand.
They keep them in these they bring them in these boxes. And during the service, like during worship and praise time, they open the box and they reach in and they grab them and just start like passing them around and like...
Oh, fuck! No! You're right, I shouldn't watch this.
Truly, this is real.
Holy shit, I am having...
And they're rattlers. They are rattlesnakes.
Oh, God. It's like they're actually on me right now.
Yeah. It is gross. And
Susie,
scary.
and now I'm going to have to, and we're going to finish recording that. I'm going to have to watch it because I can't stand not knowing what this looks like.
If our listeners are interested in learning more about the religion, this is not that. This is that is just the backdrop for a crime.
A murder. But oh my God.
Well, not
Something.
a murder, but.
Okay.
Yeah. But there are documentaries about these things. And those are fascinating.
Are children involved in this?
Always. Children, elderly.
They're just passing?
They just get
poisonous
involved.
snakes.
Mm-hmm. And people do get bit. I mean, they act like they, are...
People get bit?
Yes.
Do they have poison, like anti-venom on them?
No. And they don't seek medical care, Sarah, because that would be a lack of faith. They're not allowed to even go to the hospital. Well, usually. Sometimes they live. And then if somebody lives, then that's more evidence that it's like real. Yeah.
This is okay. So that was what I was thinking about. Like, what is the fixation on, the specific one is there has to be something that because my mind always goes to like the shrimp. Like I always laugh at like the, this like how everybody eating shrimp, right? We're fine with that.
That's different though.
Because, and then this is because there's not an action in there that you can do that then would, confirm the validity of that statement.
Like the faith, yeah.
The faith, yeah. Like, and them handling them and not getting bit then reinforces that, and then it just keeps, it's like a cycle that keeps going.
The shrimp thing, that's in the Old Testament, and that is different because those Jewish customs and laws they had a totally different purpose. They usually were rooted in an actual problem, like if something could make you sick, like you want to avoid it, or like circumcision, those type of rituals. They had meanings and things. But this is in the New Testament, and almost anyone would see it as an obvious metaphor.
Right.
Especially since there's plenty of shit they're not doing that is in the Bible. Okay. So anyway, in this case, this preacher, he used those snakes against his wife as like a means to control her. And if she would like get out of line, he would make her put her hands or her head in the box.
Oh my God.
And so that's what happened.
Oh my God. Okay, how does...
Oh my God, you have to watch it. I'm sorry.
I know. How is her response? Like, does she seem like a willing participant? Does she seem like this, like...
Well, she's a participant in the religion. I mean, they all believe this stuff in terms of their faith. But she doesn't want to do it in her house.
Okay. That's my question.
She sees
Did
it
she
as
see it
abusive.
as a faith? Okay, she does see it as abusive.
Yeah,
that
but,
was my question.
She's like, what are you going to do?
Stuck.
And he's drunk when he's doing it, and it's like super gross and terrible.
And this is all videotaped?
No, they did a lot of recreations.
Oh, okay.
But they have tons of interviews with these bozos, and like this guy had to go on trial. And the weird thing is, there was even footage from Sally Jesse Raphael because the wife went on there to talk about it, and people really kind of like thought, well, hey, you handle snakes willingly in church, and this is a part of your weird lifestyle, so why are you mad about it now? There was a sense of like victim blaming that went on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm interested in seeing that.
The only bad part is obviously the snake footage.
Yeah, I might have nightmares.
But Tara was right. The brainiac who recommended it, she's like, I think you're going to love this. It's all the things you love, like crime and religion and weirdos.
Yeah, weirdos. Mm-hmm. That's bizarre.
God bless them. I'll tell you, if I got snakes...
it's the picking and choosing that's just like, I can't.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to make sense of it. It's not like you would ask them and then hear their answer and be like, okay, I can see that. That is not going to happen.
Right.
If I got bit by a snake, though, I'd probably want to use my Theragun to help.
Think that would help? Any sort of body therapy at that point?
It is miraculous.
It is.
Okay.
We're going to be like, Sarah, Susie, we can't make claims that we cure rattlesnake bites over here. Right. But we, however, can make claims that we will relieve your muscle tension.
Yes. Theragun. I am already buying these for Christmas. Don't tell. I bought one for my brother and his boys because they were, I brought it over to their house and they were like in love because it's awesome. Yeah. So I bought them one for Christmas. It's a great gift. If you know anybody with back pain or like just muscle tension.
If you know anybody with a back.
A body.
Because I'm thinking also like people who are gadgety people. That's like
true.
A total thing for them.
It's a percussive massage therapy device, and it can connect to your phone and like help you know where to use it, release the tension in your neck and back. Oh God, like we all have this problem, so we all need one.
All of us.
Okay, they have a deal. Try Theragun for 30 days starting at only $199. Go to therabody.com/braincandy right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/braincandy. Therabody.com/braincandy. Great gift. Yes. Okay, so I recommend that film, and if you watch it, I have to know what you think of it.
Oh, I'm going to watch it today because that really sounds like...
It's a doozy.
Yeah. And it's like... kind of a spooky day over here. Like, it's like cloudy, but like, you know, when it's kind of like, it's just kind of dark out, but it's not raining.
It's moody.
But it's not. It's moody. It's moody. Bo's at doggy daycare, so it's extra quiet here.
Oh, that is
just like
spectacular. I wanted to tell you, we did get a few suggestions on what you should put on the cake.
Also, I'm drinking some very carbonated water right now. I'm like LaCroix, and I am burping like crazy. So if you hear that, I am trying to not, and I feel so bad.
She is very sorry.
Yes. Oh, it is right there.
Okay, so these are some of the things you can see.
Give me what the cake says.
Okay, so Sarah wanted to
cake.
Sarah wanted to celebrate having surpassed Law and Order episode numbers. I think they're at 500, and we are obviously way past that.
Way beyond. Suck it, Law and Order, SVU. Just kidding. I love you. You're the best ever.
I can't quit you. How about this? SVU who?
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
And you know what I like about this one? Because you're going to have to hear my commentary on all of these. Definitely going to fit on the cake. Even if you have somebody who's like meh on the handwriting.
That's true.
They can make that's going to fit. No scrunchy letters. I like that.
Okay. That's from Abby. Sarah wanted us to say eat it, Law and Order.
I like that.
Okay.
And also it's a cake. So like we're eating it too. Yeah. So it's like.
It's meta.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Meta. Paul says it should be SV. You did it.
I like that one. Okay, positive, and we're not putting anybody down. Because, like, you know.
We're keeping it clean.
Because would it be nice if, like Mariska Hargitay was like, oh, sweet, I'll repost it.
Yeah, right. Good point.
Right?
We
you know,
really,
not like, oh, God, they hate us. No. A little, your cat just jumped into the scene.
Oh, yeah, both over there. Okay, next option. I think this is from Fatima. Law and Order 500. That's cute. Brain Candy 565. It's real sassy.
That's cute.
Right, real sassy.
Yep.
Oh,
I like that one.
Oh, wow. Mindy.
That's cute.
Mindy says, Brain Candy Podcast, more badass than Olivia Benson since 2021. I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
Might not fit on the cake.
Okay.
But shout out
Olivia
to
Benson?
Oh, Susie. Olivia Benson is the lead detective, Mariska Hargitay's character.
Lead detective.
Well, now she's technically a captain.
Right,
so.
she got a promotion.
She did.
Okay.
Captain.
Greenway
Benson.
or the Highway says Brain Candy and then the greater than symbol, Law and Order.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. You have a favorite?
What was the one that was the positive
SV,
one that I liked?
You did it.
I like that one.
Okay, SV, you did it. I'll get this cake done, lickety split. Thank you.
So are you really going to get this cake done?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, now I need to read them again. What if I pick the wrong one? The pressure's on. What other ones did I like?
SVU who?
Okay.
Eat It, Law and Order.
Okay.
SVU did it.
Okay.
Law and Order 500. That's cute. Brain Candy 565. Brain Candy Podcast, more badass than Olivia Benson since 2021. Or Brain Candy is greater than Law and Order.
SVU did it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go SVU did it.
Great. I will get this made.
Oh,
I'm not
gosh.
joking.
I love it.
Because I will eat it.
Funfetti. I mean, whatever kind of flavor.
Funfetti.
Totally
Okay,
kidding.
yeah, and I'll post it on social, and you'll see how cute it is.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. Well, I'm gonna also get a mini cake here. Because I can't just be like you eating the cake by yourself. Come on,
that would be awkward. Okay, yeah, maybe next
SVU
time.
did it.
Next time we record, we could wear party hats.
Yes,
and eat our respective
cakes.
Yes,
this is great.
And I'm going to send her a present. The person, was that Paul? Celebrity Paul, I think it said. I think it was a man named Paul. Or a woman.
That's so
what
fun.
Do I know?
Oh, yum.
Okay.
Hey, go us.
I'm all worked up. Hold on, let me see.
I love it.
Where am I here? I did get a lot of feedback about the debate we had about the organ donation and the waiting list for people that are alcoholics.
Yes. This is great.
I think it was unanimous. Everyone that wrote in, at least, and it was probably because they had somebody experience this, like being on the list or whatever. They all felt like the 6-month waiting period was fair and just because their family members hadn't been alcoholics, and they felt they should be higher up on the list than someone who had chosen a reckless lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow. Unanimous.
Yeah, and there were also some people in the medical industry that were like, listen, this is important. Because they were saying it's a waste otherwise. So there you go.
Because it also feels like you're not fighting, anytime you're fighting against the disease that is alcoholism, so it's not it's there's like another player in the equation.
I think
it's almost like this own entity, its own thing, and you have to get rid of that
disease
first in order to treat. And not like you can get rid of it, you have to get rid of at least you have to treat that disease before,
When you think about
tough.
that, like the addiction thing, especially with alcohol, and then people, experts calling it a disease, does that ever confuse you? Because there is a choice, whereas other diseases there maybe isn't.
No, because I can recognize the place where the disease part takes over. Like,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like a
and
physical
I think
dependency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The physical dependency. And even the, like, I almost see it too as a symptom of another illness or another disease, like, or like a PTSD, for example. Somebody has PTSD, they experience the symptoms of that. That's absolutely calling. And let's break down what disease is, right? Dis-ease in the body. And so if you look at what is causing dis-ease in the body, and there is a underlying, like a mental illness, such as PTSD, that causes symptoms that somebody then treats, or like uses alcohol to self-medicate, then creating another disease. I see that as a if we were to look at the root problem, the PTSD would be the disease at the root of everything. Mm-hmm. And if you were to work on that, then the symptoms of other things would reduce. We wouldn't see those symptoms. So I look at it all as like within a disease model, because I think that's what most of those things are rooted in.
It feels like one of those things, though, where language is insufficient. Like, we don't have enough words to differentiate between different things or something.
100% correct. Even when, thinking about that. Like, I know that's, like, a hard thing for people to wrap their head around about, like, the disease thing. And how, like, what just came to my mind is, how they, what is it? That Alaskans have, or like Inuits have this, I don't know, I can't remember how many different words for snow, and there's just different kinds. And then some different languages have like different words for like love, like different kinds of love. And how we maybe do need some different words to describe what these
ailments,
collections of symptoms that a person experiences are. Because disease, there's like a biological start to it, but then at the same time, there's a predisposition in some people, and it's because we know that it is a disease. Like there is a disease element to it, and patterns of behavior picked up, and I don't know if it necessarily is somebody's. Like, I just don't blame the individual as much as I blame the. I don't know. I just don't think there even should be blame with it. That's why it's a disease for me.
Well, this is why we always say it's hard being a person. Because, like...
Frickin' A.
Everybody has some shit.
Yes. Everyone. And man, is it hard. Everybody has some shit.
Here's what we're going to be mad about today.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know the sort of, like, running gag about how women get so excited when they have pockets. Right? And we're all like,
it has pockets.
And it has pockets. And
it has pockets.
I did that tweet about how, like, my wedding dress had pockets, and that's pretty much all you need to know about me. And so I found this article that
I love your wedding dress.
Was talking about how we still get ripped off even when we have pockets.
Yeah, they're a fucking joke.
They're a joke, and how these people decided to study them and measure them. And,
oh my gosh.
Oh,
that's funny.
It is depressing. So before people say, well, men are bigger, so like of course their pockets are going to be bigger. They controlled for that, and they used the same size 32-inch pants of women and 32-inch pants of men. Yeah. And so they made it uniform. And then also they controlled for the style. So they did skinny jeans, they did straight jeans, and then they would compare them.
And they absolutely have skinny jeans. I mean,
yeah.
There were some pants that Ren would wear that were way tighter than pants that I owned.
Yeah. Yeah. But even with that, they get, they're 48% shorter and...
Oh my gosh.
And narrower than men's pockets. They don't fit our hands. Our hands. Which is what pockets are for. Let me see if I can pull this picture up.
I'm trying to, like, stick my own hand in my own pocket right now.
Okay, tell me how to share my screen. Okay.
You click.
Let me see. Open preferences.
At the bottom.
Oh, for Pete's
share
sake.
screen.
I did that. Then it just opened security. See, I am not cut out for technology.
Oh, no. Open security.
I don't know. It's a whole thing. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, probably not going to work. I'll try again next time. But basically, they did a diagram and they showed the size of the men's pocket in comparison to the women. And it was a really cool article because they had underneath the diagram different items like a phone or a hand or whatever and a pencil. And you would drag it and see if it fit in the woman's or the men's.
Oh, my gosh. I love that.
Tell you the statistics. And like for men, it was 100% of phones, 100% of hands, 100% of pens.
Would fit in there.
For women, it was like 14%. And it's so depressing.
It's terrible.
So, like,
it does always feel like that.
Right?
Okay, so I heard a theory on this was that it's like the handbag industry.
Well, historically, they say that it has, if you think back to like corsets and all that stuff, when we were actually being restricted in our movement, high heels and the not refusal to add pockets are related to that. They want women to be like tied down to shit. Like you can't run in high heels. You can't get away. Right. And then like if you have to carry a purse everywhere, you're just more bogged down. Move.
Because isn't it freeing? Isn't it? So when I was on the trip in Mexico, there was a day where I don't even think I needed anything. Like I didn't even need a wallet. My phone wasn't working, so I left my phone in the hotel room. I didn't have a single damn thing on me. It felt so freeing. It felt
that's what I'm saying.
I can like do shit with my hands. And then when I had to be also that added awareness of where my bag is, that kind of like, let me put my purse down. Oh, let me, I have to. That's very strange.
Yeah,
it's very subtle.
Experienced freedom, liberation from having to handle something all the time. And like you said, wallets. Not only do our pockets not fit a wallet, but our wallets are bigger. Why? Why in the hell is my wallet bigger than Adam's? I used to buy a men's like a bifold.
Yes,
and
I love those.
Tim Beggy, my boyfriend at the time, was very embarrassed by it. He thought it was weird that it was a man.
Why are our wallets different?
Yeah, tell me why.
Often it's like the only explanation I can think of is that somebody's going to say because coupons, or like
coupons,
or like those because I'm thinking what my mom had coupons and membership cards to everything under the sun.
I'm telling you, men have.
But why is that a gendered thing? Because then we can get into that. Because then it means women are doing the shopping for the house, and then it's like a whole. What falls into tasks, and they need a bigger wallet to hand. But then, questions.
It's gross.
Nobody's writing checks anymore either.
I mean, once they controlled for the style and size, and the pockets are still shorter, why?
Yeah, I wish I had my wallet in here because mine's just a metal card case.
They need to be deeper. They need to go down lower.
They definitely need to go down lower. I can't think of any reason. And you know what else I hate? That when you put anything in the back pocket, it's going to fall out as soon as you sit down.
Yeah.
It just sneaks its little way out of that back pocket.
Yeah, Sarah's not putting up with that crap.
No, it's just like my phone. I could feel it just wiggling, like wriggle right out of my back pocket.
It's so annoying. Okay. But thank you to the scientists for measuring that for me.
And I can't put my hand in my pocket. Forcing us to hold hands with a significant other to keep warm. Well, that I don't mind.
I'll tell you what'll cool you off, and that is a delicious and refreshing huzzah.
Huzzah! I do like just saying it.
Huzzah has come in handy for me during my period of November sobriety.
Oh, I bet.
It is a refreshing, flavorful seltzer. All you have to do really is put it in a real cute glass, and it feels the same.
Yeah, and add a wet lime wedge, you're good to go.
Yeah, it feels like a mocktail.
totally. Oh, yeah,
But
fun.
what I really love about it is that it's a seltzer and it's very tasty, but it has probiotics in it, so it helps with your gut health and your, just keeping things going on in there. So you're vibrant on the outside and the inside.
Yes.
But they have raspberry and lemon, strawberry and hibiscus, and juicy pear. All the flavors are really yummy, and they're only 3 grams of sugar or less, which is nice. They'd be great for, like, if you're having a Friendsgiving and you want to do, like, a punch.
Oh, yes. I
Or
love one of
mixers.
those. Or, like, kind of like sangria style, whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is great. It's just refreshing and flavorful, and it'll really be nice, I think, during your holiday celebrations, especially if you prefer to keep things alcohol-free, or you can mix it with your favorite drink. Get ready to fill your fridge by stocking up on Huzzah Probiotic Seltzer by using code BRAINCANDY for 20% off your order at drinkhuzzah.com. That's code BRAINCANDY for 20% off at drinkhuzzah.com.
You reminded me I got to add more juicy pear to my cart. Thank you.
There you go. Stock up, baby.
Delicious.
Did you read, probably not because you were on the move, about the gal who was missing and who used those TikTok hand signals to show somebody that she was in distress, and that person called the cops, and she had been missing for 2 days. And she was with her captor in the car, and they were driving, and she was doing this hand signal where you, like, you put your hand up, and then you put your thumb down, and you wrap your hands around it.
Oh, my God. This is giving me, like, goosebumps, like...
And she kept doing it to the cars, and then one of them realized what it meant from TikTok.
God.
Yeah.
That is so fucking scary.
And they called 911, and the girl said, hey, I just passed this car, and she did the hand signal for domestic violence, like distress. And the cops...
Oh, my God, that makes me want to cry. That is so terrifying.
But it's so exciting that it worked. And that, she was able to use this viral thing. And I had seen it before, like, where in the video I saw, they were on Zoom, and she was like, hey, can I have the recipe for your banana bread? And then she's like, did this hand signal, and her partner's in the background, and then he doesn't suspect anything because it's like nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
So anyway, they called the cops, and the cops were like, what are you talking about? We don't know anything about that. But they went and pulled the car over, and she did the same signal to the cop, and then the cop did his business. And that was it. And she's safe now.
Oh, thank God.
Are you okay over there?
No, because it makes me think about how many people are in the same situation and don't know a hand signal.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why that makes me so sad.
I'm amazed, though. They said that he didn't stop her because he thought she was just waving. But I would imagine most people would be like, why the fuck are you waving to all those cars? But
yeah, I just can imagine how scary that would be if you got in that
position.
Yeah, and then I think how lucky that she how desperate somebody would feel you do that to every car that goes by, and hoping that somebody.
I can't believe.
And then I just think also about how you hear those stories, my brother's, he's a firefighter and he delivered a baby, and they still invite him to the baby's birthday party every year because he's an important part of the baby's life.
That's
He
cute.
Was there, and it was the mom couldn't make it to the hospital. It was a whole thing. So I think about that, and then I think about the connection between the person who saved her, and it's just a beautiful story, and who knows why I'm emotional.
Well, even okay, imagine you saw somebody do that, and let's say you knew about this signal.
Yeah.
Well, you probably would call 911, but I think a lot of women would think, what if it's nothing? This is going to be embarrassing if, I'm making this big to-do, and this lady was just waving.
We have to never be embarrassed about that. Think, what is the worst-case scenario? What's the worst that can happen? What's the best that can happen?
Yeah.
So what? I'm calling something in that I suspect this is the exact thing. This is the real suspicious shit people should be calling in about, not, the other stupid things people call in suspicious
running
about.
while black or
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm this is the things to pay attention. This is the weird stuff. That's different. Maybe I should pay attention to that. Golly. Yeah.
Wow, you really
Fuck that
like
guy.
that.
So what was the situation? I want to know, like...
She knew him. It wasn't a stranger.
So, like...
But she was being held against her will, and she wanted out.
She was being held against her will by some...
I guess they would call it domestic abuse, but like it wasn't her boyfriend or anything, you know.
Oh God, that's so scary. Just some guy who was like, "You're mine.
You're
now.
coming with me." Yeah.
Oh, come on! That's fucking terrifying.
It really is.
Maybe it's just because I go on random second dates in Mexico.
Sarah's like memorizing the signal.
No, I'm safe. Everything's wonderful.
It is safe. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this is so fun. I'm going to play for you the world's oldest song.
Whoa! Really?
3,500-year-old song. And these archaeologists found what was essentially the sheet music on a tablet. I mean, it took them 15 years to decipher.
On a tablet.
Well,
Who in their mind pictured a
stone.
Kindle? Right? They're like...
Right. Okay, they found this stone tablet, and they had, this sheet music on it, and it took them 15 years to decipher it and figure out, like, what the music would sound like.
Wow.
And so they've recreated it. It was found in Syria. I think it was found in, like, the 1940s, but we've only now figured out what the hell it sounds like.
I'm excited.
So it goes on for about 20 more seconds, but, like, what do you think?
Not bad.
I mean, it's no Billy Joel or anything, for Pete's sake.
It's exactly what... But I also feel like it's an example of how music... We may evolve it and change it in a lot of different ways, but I guarantee you could pull out beats from that, sample it, and lay it on any track, and turn it into a track right now. And
because music is
sounds
math.
like it sounds like
it's absolute. Yep. And
Yes.
so that's what's fun about it to me is that, like, I mean, like I said, it's no Billy Joel, but, like, it has the tonality and, melodic and harmonious elements that any song would have. I just love that.
And it really does sound like it could be from a bunch of different times and a bunch of different, like, it sounds just like
Ye Old England or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like ye old music. Like, that's just like old music right there.
Yeah.
And it does, and it's interesting to think that music is that old, that song is that old, and it doesn't sound much different than songs that are not that old, which don't sound much different than, like, everything is just a sampled version of something that came before it in a weird way.
Right? Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
It is. You're right, because it's math, and it is kind of comforting that everything lives within these. Oh, I've got a really cool article that I'm saving for next time on animals and rhythm and stuff like that, and I think it is like that interesting, like, idea of math and underlying.
Yes.
Rules.
I sent this video that I found to my friends. It was of Bobby McFerrin of Don't Worry, Be
Love
Happy
Bobby
fame.
McFerrin.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a one-hit wonder, but, I mean, he's an amazing musician, like classical musician.
It's
and
funny,
conductor.
I didn't know him as a one-hit wonder because my mom and dad listened to a lot of his stuff
right.
growing up.
That does not surprise
So
me.
I was like, what are you talking about? And he was not. And he was saying, I had Bobby McFerrin sing nursery rhymes. So I don't know what you're talking about.
He had lots of hits. Well, he was on stage at a musical symposium, and he was jumping, and then the audience was to sing chord progressions But he's taught them nothing. And he would jump and they'd go, ah. And then he'd jump this way and they'd go, ah. And they were doing it in unison. And it went on and on. And I sent it to my friends. And people were like, this seems like a miracle that we could all do this.
I love this. Oh!
But it's what we just said. It's math. And our brains are programmed to experience that and for it to be pleasurable. And that's why, music can transform people and also be transcendent. It's so cool.
It is the freaking coolest.
Mm-hmm. I love that it was effortless for him, too. Like, it didn't look hard. Because it isn't. This is innate inside of us.
It is innate inside. Yeah. It really is. And
well, because when you microdosed, did you listen to any music?
Yes. And I'll tell you, there was a strong desire for me to listen to music. And other things that were not music. I was noticing music and math. I was watching the waves, and I was the sound that the waves were making, and the rate at which the wave came in was rhythmic and repetitive. And when the water goes back, it almost creates this diamond pattern. There's a pattern that happens when, what'd you call it?
Shimmer.
Oh, shimmer. But more but when when the waves pull back and recede from the shoreline, it creates these almost these diamond shapes. Yeah. And it in how the water goes, and it looks like math. And you could just see all of that math and geometry and all that stuff
and
right
I bet
there.
You kept saying,
oh my God.
Wow, that's so beautiful. You know why? Because beauty is math too. Like the symmetry of somebody's face. It's all the same.
It's all the same. It's just looking at and all that is looking closely at something. And that we can notice it more because I'm sitting here staring at, I have a wooden desk, a wood grain on my desk. If I look at this desk and really just take a moment to just look at it, I can absolutely see waves and patterns and repeating and all those same kind of things. And it's on just a smaller, more zoomed in scale. So
we're like a total meme. Take acid once.
I totally am. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny.
It's true though. I mean,
it is true.
Yeah,
it's it's all connected shit, and it's music and all of that.
Yeah, man.
You dig?
Any hoodles. So that's fun.
It's awesome. Does acid once. That's so true. Not even a full dose, 1/10 of one. And I'm yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I regret nothing.
Okay. I'm going to jump all over the place, but
yes.
There was an article relating to the new movie Spencer about Princess Di. I haven't seen it, but apparently there's a scene in the film in which Diana has to do this tradition that happens in the castle every Christmas where you weigh in before the meal, and then when you leave, you have to weigh in again. And this
is it a jokey thing? Like we're doing it for fun, or what is?
It's serious biz.
Why?
Well, I mean, you know how the royals, everything is serious with these bozos, and so
don't they know that's not how food works?
Well, it originated by this dude. One of the kings said he wanted to make sure everyone was well fed when they left. So, I mean, that's not that bad or anything. Okay, right. Fine. That's a nice idea or whatever, I guess. Okay. It's fucking weird. But, why are you still doing it?
Right. That's, I feel it's more the tradition thing that they're that feels more jokey.
This is what makes me annoyed with these guys.
That's dumb.
Can't you eventually be you know what? We could probably put the scale away this year.
I feel the same thing about daylight fucking savings.
This is what I was going to say. Do you know anyone that likes this clock changing thing?
No.
Zero people. Who's loving it? And don't say farmers because they don't care anymore. Who? You love it?
I don't love the clock changing, But I do love a darker fall.
That's a different question.
Okay, I don't like the clock changing. Fuck that shit.
Because this is standard time. Then,
Oh,
in
this
the
is standard
spring-
time right now?
Yeah.
I like this time.
Regardless, let's say you like this time.
I get a better bedtime.
Why do we change it?
Well, I originally thought it was for farming, and it is not for farming. I learned it was for electricity.
So basically now we know, because none of these apply anymore,
Right.
that it is almost impossible to change something. Everyone hates it. It's so
Everyone.
disruptive. It fucks up our bodies. It fucks up parenting
Fucks
schedules.
up our bodies. It also makes people more likely to have heart attacks, like heart.
Yes.
We talked about that in school.
Right.
That your heart, all that stuff, anxiety goes up.
Politicians are all like, this is dumb. We shouldn't do it. But then nothing happens. And we talk about it every goddamn year.
What if, I ran for president, this was my only platform?
I was going to do a tweet in which I said I would vote for anyone, including Trump, if he would say, I am getting rid of it. But then I thought people would be mad. So I didn't.
That's so funny. Oh, my God.
Please run on this. You will win by a landslide.
Yeah. Okay, there was I feel like there was somebody in New York who, ran, and their only thing was about the subway stations. But this could be, I could also be, I could be mixing this up with a TV show, or it could have been a real thing. 2020 all felt like a little bit of that to me. So,
yes,
I don't know what
real
was
fantasy.
true. Yeah, I don't know what. But yeah, it could be something like, I think that you might win if you just ran on that. It is so dumb. But
It's
yeah, those
so
old
dumb.
rules. But okay, here to go back to Princess Diana.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
And the weigh-in.
Yes.
I'm interested about what the tone is now. Is it still like because I can, for some reason, I'm more okay with it being this attitude of, we're going to have the weigh-in and see how much we
if
eat.
it's just
Come
silly.
out and it'll be like, who's 3 pounds heavier? Oh, you ate so much. That, okay. If it's the weigh-in of, okay, you better weigh the same when you leave, when you leave kind of thing.
I don't
And
think it's
more
that
like
either. I think
a weight
it's just
thing, then I don't like it. And also, I don't want to hear a thing about my impression of the Queen.
I don't think it's either of those tones. I think that it's just sort of like, this is what we do, and the Queen wants it, and so it is done. You know how they are about her. I mean, when
Yeah, but
she
she's
kicks
also
the
kinda
bucket.
funny.
Not about this.
Not about this,
Although
apparently.
they do give gag gifts. I did read about how that's
Yeah.
their tradition.
That's the only thing that makes me think she's funny, is that one thing.
But maybe
She's not funny.
Maybe that's because that's her idea, whereas this comes from generations down the line, so it's considered more important and sacred.
Sacred to do something that some fucking dumb king was like
Dumb king.
yeah. I
By
don't think
the
a lot of
way-
them were real winners, like those kings. They all
Holy-
seemed like a bunch of narcissists who.
There was
Do
an
we have any-
article. What?
Are there,
What?
for real, this is an actual, I am terrible at history. I don't know shit about it. I'm not, that is not my subject matter.
Me neither.
And it never has been. And then I am really bad at confusing what is,
In
historical
movies only? Yeah.
with what, yes. And
Yeah.
what is, what did I see? The Knights, because I know Knights of the Round Table, Mulan. There are some truths to the but I don't know what liberties are taken by Disney. I just I don't know about that. So were there any kings that we were yeah, that guy's that's a good dude. I don't know.
That's a good question.
No, I don't think so.
Well, maybe Solomon. He's got a good reputation.
How long back did we have to go for that reference?
BC.
BC. Come on. So I don't think any of these kings are really doing anything. I think every tradition that they have, we should just look to get rid of.
We should do a segment for Patreon where I just have a list of 20 topics, totally random, and you don't know what they are, and I just say, "What do you think about this?" And then you have to
and
talk
another
about it.
thing about kings.
I wish you have to join Patreon just to watch this. Sarah's sweater somehow looks like a robe. And it looks like she's just like drunk Uncle ranting right now. It seems
God.
When your uncle's like, and another thing.
It was when I relaxed and pulled the microphone close into my face, wasn't it? It was when I sat back in the chair.
She sat
adjusted.
back.
I Joe Rogan to the microphone, and she was like, "Oh, okay." Now Sarah's like all of a sudden become.
When it was coupled with you not knowing anything about what you were talking about.
Again, I Joe Rogan to the microphone.
Right. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. Yeah,
I read a really long, totally fascinating article in The Guardian about what happens when the Queen dies. Good gravy. So it was describing the 11 days after the Queen's death and what that will be like. It was almost as if they wanted it to take you 11 days to read it. It was so long.
Jeez.
And it takes a lot for me to say that.
Is that like the thing? It's like 11 days is traditionally, like they have
some 11-day plan. I don't know why.
It's a random number. I feel like 7 was always the number in...
Yeah, right. What's the symbolism here?
Okay, right.
Let me give you some of these details. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'll highlight what I would like done for my passing. Yes, I'd like that too.
They have to call it a code name, and hers is called London Bridge. So
London Bridge is falling down.
Right. So when she kicks the bucket, some guy from the palace will call the prime minister and say London Bridge is down. And they say that it's because then, like, if anyone intercepts, they won't know. But if I know what the code is, that's probably a big problem.
And, or it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf shit, in which case they're saying that so much.
We'll never know when she's dead.
We'll never know.
And their officials will wear black armbands that are 3 1/4 inches wide. They are to be worn on the left arm. And then they have this radio transmission system that's called RATS. It's like an acronym, but I forget what it stands for. And this has been used since the 1930s, and I guess they don't know about Twitter because they have 11 days of coverage ready to go, like on all the networks and all the radio stations. And Britain's commercial radio stations have a network of these blue lights that go off when anyone of import dies. And they test them once a week. And they're supposed to light up, anytime there's a national catastrophe. And every station, down to the hospital radio, has prepared music lists made up of, quote, mood 2, which is sad, or mood 1, which is saddest, songs to reach for.
Wait, it might be my favorite part. Mood 1 and mood 2, sad and saddest.
For times of sudden
mourning. I love that implies that there were tests done.
Yes, they have done all these tests.
On what is the saddest music.
Oh, yeah, right. Who ranked them?
Yeah, somebody was like, sad. Whoa, sadder. That's definitely mood 1. Is?
Adele's got to be on there. Okay.
Oh,
in 2002, when the Queen Mom died, the obits light didn't work. They didn't come on because some idiot failed to push the button all the way down. And they were real mad about it. And then...
seems like we got a lot riding on it, but, like, maybe we should have a backup plan. Like, somebody just says, hey, she died. And then you just do your job.
It went on and on. But, I mean, basically they have everything ready to go. And, like, they have to wear black. And apparently one broadcaster wore a maroon tie when the Queen Mom died, and people called in were so mad.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, so not just the newscasters and not just the radio people and television are in on this, or the media. This is also the entire nation that is signed on and understands that there's going to be a whole
protocol.
What is
rigmarole.
The word I'm looking for? Rigmarole.
Yeah, and Prince Charles has been waiting longer than anyone in the history of English monarchy. like to become king.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's waiting for her to die. He's waiting the longest at anyone. He's known her the longest.
Yes,
He's like, I've had to deal with this lady for the longest. I have been waiting longer than anyone for her to kick the bucket. That's exactly what it sounded like.
Like, good God, lady, die already.
Die already. Oh, God. That's so funny.
I mean,
are people going to be mad at me because I said that about the queen?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, and they do kind of like have a bit of a, like when the queen mom died, she was over 100 years old. And so they were like, okay, people, like, don't go overboard. They did tell people to like kind of cool it. That you got to die sometime.
Right. Like, and also like, let's not act like we're so devastated that somebody who's 100 and something died.
Yes.
Because, like, I mean, we can, of course, mourn and grieve and everything, but, oh, it was so tragic. No.
They do these test runs, and they do, like, scenarios. So they'll be like, okay, this week, Prince Charles choked on a chicken bone, and then they have to, like, pretend like that happened. And they do role play and stuff. How
is that going to prepare you? I don't understand what the fear. This kind of, you know what this is reminding me of is the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. And you know how all of the little cards before, like, oh, she's coming, quick, we gotta like plan, we gotta do stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
because the idea that you're going to all this effort to like plan and plot and do all this stuff before is to avoid a mistake or to avoid messing up in some way. Messing up would then bring some kind of consequences from who? The queen, the royals. So we're kind of like doing all this because we're scared of the people in the castle.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is old-timey for sure.
That feels old-timey. It feels like you know, we watch, and that when you watch Alice in Wonderland and you see the little deck of cards run around like that, and you go like, wow, those guys are being all weird, and those guys are stress cases, and those guys are real anxious.
Stress cases.
Like, we don't need that in our lives. We're doing that. That is us right now.
I love how you're like, Alice in Wonderland is based on a true story.
Yeah. See, this is, again, why I don't study history. I'll mix up Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts with the actual queen.
See, I love taking
And I'm like,
notes.
didn't she love red roses? That's what I'll say about her when she dies.
I think it's funny writing these notes that I do while we record, because then when I have to promote the episode and I get to like refer to them, like, Sarah thinks Alice in Wonderland is nonfiction. Like, it's really just for me.
Right. Like, let's be really clear here. I do not think that. There's no confusion. Sometimes things get a little messy in this head.
All right, let's wind it down, Sarah,
gosh,
for Pete's sake.
Crack me up.
I mean,
oh, man, we learned about
night.
a snake movie I got to see but might not want to see that everybody else needs to see. We're going to see.
It's great. It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. We're going to get cake for next week.
Yes.
Women's pockets are bullshit.
Bullshit. This is bullshit.
I mean, I can barely fit my lip gloss in there.
You know what? If you know a brand...
I have to take your picture. Hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Funny?
Just the way you're sitting. Do that again.
Oh. If you know a brand that has long pockets, I want to know. Because I feel like this has got to exist somewhere. Mm-hmm. There is a brand that has been smart enough to give us regular size pockets.
They actually did compare brands of popular jeans, but I didn't pay attention to the differences, like Madewell or whatever.
Yeah, I'm interested to know that. Because then I want to know if there are like more females at the, like higher up in the. I think it'll say a lot. Who's designing the? I want to know.
You know, too. I know it all comes down to patriarchy, but also if they assume women carry handbags, then they don't want to waste extra fabric in the pocket if they don't need to.
Correct.
So it's also capitalism, which is also patriarchy.
And you know what? How much I hate capitalism.
And then we did colonialism, thanks to the Queen. I mean, we really covered all of society's ills.
Yep. Daylight savings time.
I hate it.
Know.
I like it right now, too. I prefer when it gets dark early.
Me
and then
too.
it is... okay in the morning.
I like that too. There
But
we go.
doesn't matter what we like.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody listens.
God save the Queen.
We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.